Let me just say something about climate change first. Climate change will inevitably lead to more frequent and more destructive storms, floods, and natural hazards. And the impact will continue on increasing. And it is just the beginning, Madam Speaker. And it is here to last, and it is here to get harder and harder. It will hit us harder and harder with years. Do you imagine, Madam Speaker, 26 million people are displaced by climate change today? 26 million. 10 times more than conflicts. Just imagine that. Climate refugees, there's a new term now. 10 times more than conflicts, refugees. That gives you an idea, Madam Speaker. The World Bank estimates, Madam Speaker, that by 2030, 100 million people will be pushed into poverty because of climate change. 100 million people pushed into poverty by climate change. And it is accelerating, Madam Speaker. And it is the greatest threat to our country. It is the greatest threat to our generation, to the world, but especially to our country. Don't forget the figures, Madam Speaker. 13th on the list of those most susceptible to natural hazards. And yet, it has occupied such a small part of this budget, or of the last 4 government budgets, Madam Speaker. And this is why I think il faut avoir un réveil des consciences. Firstly, Madam Speaker, we brought the attention to this House the risk of super cyclones, which are going to increasingly threaten the country. Super cyclones. Madam Speaker, legitimate questions. Whether our protocol had been reviewed to cater for the increased intensity. Whether our refuge centers were adequately equipped. We all remember the Toussali here in Parliament, in the question of mattresses, people having to sleep on the floor. Whether there were generators, mattresses, showers to cater for these people, decent food provisions, clothing, first aid kits, people trained to perform first aid interventions. Whether these refuge centers had even flood barriers, Madam Speaker, to stop themselves from being flooded. And these were all the legitimate questions. And they were all pushed under the rug under the pretext that there was a committee which was presided by the Honourable Vice Prime Minister, whereby the Minister of Environment was also on board, and that this committee would address all of this. That was dated back in 30th of October 2018, beginning of the cyclone season. Madam Speaker, not one word in the debate on this. We are still awaiting for the answers, as if we have to come back with a private notice question again to ask. Not one word by the Vice Prime Minister, not one word by the Minister of Environment, Madam Speaker. When we asked about the building norms, whether this had been reviewed, it has to be reviewed, Madam Speaker. Whether for houses, domestic, for commercial buildings, the Métro Express, un aveu de la part du ministre, dans une question parlementaire la dernière fois, que les pylônes du Métro Express d'électricité étaient conditionnés pour faire face seulement à 150 km/h de vent. When now the norm is 300 km an hour of cyclones. And gouverner, c'est prévoir, madame, et malheureusement, jusqu'à maintenant, rien n'est prévu. And this, Madam Speaker, this is just the tip of the iceberg de l'insouciance du gouvernement sur le changement climatique. Madam Speaker, there is the problem of flooding. Every year it occurs. We all remember the tragic loss of 12 lives in 2013. It has marked history of this country. And when you look at the audit report on the major causes of flooding, it highlights the inefficiencies of the drains that we're building today. 800 million rupees is spent every year on building drains. And this report, just to read the conclusion of the executive summary, you will see, Madam Speaker, it tells you whatever we're doing to try and stop flooding is not enough, Madam Speaker. It says, Madam Speaker, that there is no plan, there is no study, there is no qualitative study, effectiveness study of the drains we are building at stopping flooding. It says that while it was made clear, Madam Speaker, in the Disaster Risk Reduction Strategic Framework and Action Plan that was initiated by last government, it says that we are building mostly in the dark when it comes to drain, that we are building subject to what has happened in the past. Let's say last year there was a flood somewhere, we build there. When we know that flooding is dynamic, it changes, Madam Speaker. It won't necessarily occur here again. But the conclusion, Madam Speaker, is that flooding will continue unless and until we attack the problem, the root cause of the problem, a proper identification of the flood-prone zones. And do you know when we're going to get that, Madam Speaker? It is only when the Lane Drainage Authority, the first bill that was voted by the new Prime Minister, which is an authority which has been giving a lot of powers to combat flooding, but unfortunately, Madam Speaker, up to now, there is no Lane Drainage Master Plan. It's only in mid-2020 that we can expect it. It is only after that that we will have a flood map, and that we're still awaiting the danger zoning plan. And therefore, Madam Speaker, whatever we're building, and that is the point, there is no guarantee that it will protect the population tomorrow from floods. So therefore, Madam Speaker, why is it that it is only now in this budget that we're recruiting 5 technicians to help? It is to say that we are investing huge amounts of money into something that may not work. We're taking the risk, again, that coming the heavy rains, they can build still again flooding. But what is the worst, Madam Speaker? Because that's not the point to be made. The point is we are investing billions of rupees in the Metro Express. We are investing billions of rupees in the Côte d'Or, in major infrastructural works. We have exempted them from the EIA Act. We have not studied, I'll come to Agalega as well, we have not studied the impact of developing such structures. We do not have a flood map. We do not have a danger zoning map. We do not know, therefore, if we're constructing in places we shouldn't construct. And one of the things that highlighted in the audit report is that 50% of flooding is caused by construction in low-lying areas. We call that unplanned development, bad development. We do not know if that is bad development as well. Madam Speaker, the greatest mistake that this government has made was to exempt Metro Express, Agalega and all of them from the EIA. When we sat here until 5 o'clock in the morning, because our honorable friend Patrice Armand had put a motion of disallowance on that regulation to exempt Metro Express, we were told, don't you worry. We were told, the necessary will be done. Has it been done? We can't draw the conclusion when we look at what is happening in La Butte, what has happened this weekend, that it has not been properly done. Ça commence déjà à céder. And there is rumors that one of these colonnes, in fact, is lower now because of, ça s'est engouffré. We have exempted these major infrastructural works from EIA. And I just hope, Madam Speaker, that once it starts its operation, we do not see that we have impacted on natural drains, man-made drains, or constructed on low-lying areas, or in zones that would be highlighted in red, do not build, with all these projects, Madam Speaker.